Alright, how you doing there, YouTubers? I'm just now getting a chance to inspect this 1997 Harley-Davidson FLHTC I. I've just ripped the rear cylinder off it, and I'm going to show you what I found. And it's typical. As I've been tearing this bike down, I've seen lots of things done to this that indicate someone was working on this that had no clue what they were doing, and even the simplest basic things were done incorrectly. So I'll be right back, and I'm going to show you the damage that's occurred. Alright, here we go. I'm going to explain what you're looking at here. I don't know if this flashlight's going to help. Right here we have the piston pin, the wrist pin. As you can see, it's sticking out from the piston. The retaining ring was not put in here, the retainer clip, and it gets better. When they install the piston rings, they've got the gaps in line. These are supposed to be out of phase 180 degrees all the way down, even the oil rings, when you wrap them. So again, it's conducive to what I've seen. Someone was working on this that was probably incompetent and clueless. Just, it's amazing what I found already. Okay, so that's the look of there's the pin sticking out. And I'll show you the damage it did to the cylinder. This is destroyed. Be back in a minute. Okay, hi there, YouTubers. I'll give you a little update on the 97 FLHTC I bought a while back. Just now getting around to getting time to work on it. And here's what I found on why the rear cylinder was smoking so bad. Apologize for the TV in the background, it's not mine. Let me show you what happened. We had a real wizard working on this thing prior to me. I don't know if you can see these big heavy gouges, they're almost 1/8 of an inch. See the big divot in here? That's where the wrist pin was rocking and rolling, causing it to come out and destroy the cylinder. And as I got further along into it, I cleaned all the carbon and oil out of it. They installed a 5-over piston, and here's where the retainer ring come out, which let the wrist pin walk out and destroy the cylinder. Now I also got very lucky online, and I found a replacement takeoff jug and cylinder, absolutely perfect condition. I measured them all out, weighed the pistons. I got this from Pinwheel Cycles. It was $229 for the jug, the piston, and the rings delivered off a 24,000 mile bike. That's a good site they had there on eBay, Pinwheel Cycles in Ohio. They had the bike up and running on a dynamometer, and they just tear everything apart and they sell parts. That's what they do. It's a motorcycle parts store, kind of like what we do here with the Mustangs. Moving along to the front cylinder. The front cylinder, after I cleaned it, is I don't know if that's going to show up, but it's marked STD. It's a standard bore on the front. And apparently what they did, from the looks of these, is they went out and bought a new standard bore piston and just put it back in the jug. And this front jug and piston is fine. I measured them out and weighed them. So I have never seen anybody bore out one cylinder and put one 5-over and leave a standard one before, but apparently, as you see here, it was done. So this one here is a paperweight. So in a minute, I'm going to walk you around and show some other discoveries I found. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm doing this freehand because the tripod won't give me a good visual. So this bike so far has not been all bad news. I got the rear cylinder head apart. I cleaned it yesterday, and I noticed immediately inside the head's been done. The valves are awful tight before I took it apart. Somebody put a bronze silicon valve guides in the front and a new guide in the rear. They're very tight. I've got new valve seals to install on them. In a few minutes, I'm just going to hand lap these valves in. So the front and rear cylinder head is okay. This is the front one. I haven't broken it down yet. I'm going to take it apart and clean it, lap the valves, install new valve seals. On the cam side of the equation, somebody had changed the cam in it. Only thing I can find on this cam is it says HQ and some letters. I don't know if it's showing up. See that back valve? The cam lobe here is worn out. This cam shows all kinds of signs of wear on it. I don't know who made the cam or who put it in, but I have to measure the cam diameter. I have a set of Jim's tools with the pins and do it with my big micrometer, measure these out. I'm going to be replacing it with a Andrews EV27 495 lift. It's a very mild cam, which I want for this bike. It's a big heavy motorcycle. It's not a hot rod. I'm not building it at all like I built the Fat Boy. It's going to be more for touring. So there's the Andrews cam. And this is the unknown cam that's going in the garbage. On top of that, when we walk over to the bike, which you're probably not going to be able to see all that well, and I apologize if I'm shaking a bit here with the camera. On this side, inside the cam chest, you probably can't see it, but all the way in the back, the cam bearing has been replaced, which is a good thing because I had a brand new bearing, and I have the Jim's tools to remove the bearings out of these EVO cases and put the old style Timken bearing in. And Harley-Davidson's wisdom on 96 and up bikes, they took one of every other roller in the roller cage out. You know, they probably saved a penny doing that. So you had a roller piece of steel, a roller piece of steel. The old type bearings are all rollers, and I don't think it's going to show up. And that used to lead to engine failure when they fell apart. And also somebody's installed some big axle hydraulic rollers, which is good because I was going to do the same thing. So that's okay. I just got to measure out the play in the camshaft and make sure that's all good when I install the cam. And so far, that's really all the damage I found. So I'm going to start reassembling it today. And hopefully the next video I do is when I fire it up. So that's what I found out so far. The cause of the excessive smoking was the rear wrist pin retainer clip was installed incorrectly. Took out the back cylinder. As I said, I was able to find a used low mileage rear cylinder and piston in standard bore. And to my surprise, as I mentioned, the front cylinder was also standard bore. And it looks like they just put a new piston in it and gave it a honing, so that one's fine. So I'm going to put it all back together, and hopefully it'll be up and running soon. So that's the update on the 97 Harley-Davidson EVO FLHTC. More to come when I get it running. Thanks for watching.